What is up, people of the internet? It is Saturday. You know what time it is. It is time for the Smash Podcast. As always, it's time to go beyond and learn the meaning of Plus Ultra. We had a little bit of technical difficulties here, so some of our people are in and out and about, but they'll be hopping in as soon as they can. But tonight's episode is gonna be big, and as always, we got some unusual suspects here, along with a few usuals. But let's get into this. First up, we have the man himself, the citrus champion, the acidic assimilator, the legendary Prometheus 108 Dragons.
What's good people, man? We got a good show lined up for you. We got some great topics to cover. Welcome, and I appreciate my man Knuckles for having me.
It's always good to have you here, brother. I told you were going to like your intro there. Now, of course, when they say it can't grow on trees and be strong, this man proves them wrong, Mr. Mighty Moss.
What's up, man? Hey, yo, Knuckles, man, you be killing it with these intros, man. What's going on, man? You do this for a living, bro?
Nah, man, that's just me.
What's up, peoples? It's your boy MM2K, Dr. Spreadsheets, back again with my favorite podcast, the Smash Podcast, man. We're gonna do this, man. This is gonna be big, man. My brother Prometheus on here. You know, I ain't gonna spoil the rest, but the regular Smash Podcast, man, I'm ready to do this, man. And I got a little chicken and beer here too, man. I'm ready for this.
Woo, chicken and beer, that's the way to do it, man. It's always good to have my family here. And of course, we got a new unusual suspect joining us for the first time. When you go to hell, you don't want to meet the devil's pet because it's the DevilDog. What's good with you, bro? All right, good talk.
Chilling, enjoying life, bro. That's all.
Yeah, man, you sound a little tired there.
He botting.
No, just in the pain. I'm good, dog.
Oh, okay, man. Hey, take it easy, man. Do what you gotta do. And of course, we got the man himself. What happens when a king dies? Don't ask this man because he's the Soul King and he lives. What's up with your soul? All right, good talk.
He's got his mic.
Yeah, he does.
His mic is muted.
Yeah, I see it. All right. And of course, last but not least, it's me, your boisterous host with the most, Bloody Knuckles, aka the native nerd and Gothic gamer. How's it good out there, peoples? All right. Always a good night. Y'all feeling good tonight? I feel great tonight.
Somebody else that wants to join.
Ooh. What's going on with this?
What's
going on with
boy Noah wants to join.
Oh boy, Noah.
Oh, Noah wants to join? What is Noah, man?
That's funny how everybody said that like in a domino effect.
Noah wants to join.
Noah wants to join.
Yeah. Noah.
You want me to send my link?
Yeah, go ahead and get the boy in here. Let's let him get a spotlight. Let's go. We're doing it crazy up tonight, man. It's a good Saturday. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. It's action-packed, man.
Action-packed, man. There's so much stuff coming out. So many good things. And this week has been hella great with trailers. And a lot of stuff getting set up here for the next few months. We're only a month away from Infinity War. And that has me so pumped. I have the day off. I ain't going to do nothing but go see that movie early in the morning. Anyone else get their pre-sale tickets? I know I did.
No, we don't do that in Brooklyn.
Oh, you don't
show up. We just show up.
You show up.
I can't wait to see the Avengers get their ass whooped.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you.
Show up and toss mugs out they seat lemon.
Hey.
Hey, that's how they do it on Lemons Bus. It's just like you want to see Jack a dude, just throw him out.
Straight fresh pension Bel Air your ass.
That's what's
up. Do they buy advance tickets where you are, Moss?
Yeah, they do, man. And we do. I'm in Conville, Pittsburgh, where everything has to be orderly or you're gonna get tasered and beat the hell down. So yeah, you gotta buy your tickets in advance. But what I do real quick, I don't want to take up too much time. Before you get into the topics, you can buy your early AM tickets at the Lowe's here. And if you buy the early AM tickets at the Lowe's, you get to see movies for $4, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
I'm packing my bags. I'm coming. Right?
That's what's up. $4 for a brand new ticket in the AM. That's what's up. That's what's up right there. I got my ticket early in the AM. I think I'm doing mine. It's set for 10:30. So we're going right there in the early day. As soon as we up, we gonna be there. Ain't gonna be no sleeping that night. Tell you that much.
Yep.
Oh man, but it's gonna be good. And speaking of that, man, there was just so much hype for this, man. And talking about the pre-sale tickets, we were talking about this. Is that there was already early reports that on the first day last week when they opened up the pre-sale tickets in 6 hours, that movie's pre-sale tickets just from AMC, one theater chain, it outpaced what Black Panther did in 24 hours.
Yeah, this is gonna be big, man.
Absolutely, because they said after the first day, after the first 24 hours, that it had outpaced Black Panther's pre-sale tickets that it did in 72 hours by 250%.
Yeah. This is going to be.
There he is.
There he is. What's up with you, Noah?
Hey, Noah, look, let me give you. I'm gonna let
Noah.
Hey, Noah, let me give you a hint, man. Don't come up in here doing what I did and saying that Wakanda built Iron Man. What did I say? Built Iron Man suit. Don't do that, man. You better know what you talk about, man.
He's gonna get cut with the razor blade. We're gonna have to get Infamous up in here, and she gonna cut your ass.
Yeah, there was like a 6-week embargo on me, man. After I said that.
Oh man, but yeah, this movie alone.
Yo,
can
you hear me?
Yeah, you good? You good?
Okay.
But what's good with you, Noah? Introduce yourself.
Hey man, been having a wonderful week, man. Playing Sea of Thieves, playing A Way Out. Some good releases came out this week on the Xbox. So hey man, just enjoying life.
Hey man, that's what's up, man. Sea of Thieves is great. I've been enjoying A Way Out. It's a really brilliant 2-player co-op experience, and the new update they put out for Monster Hunter right there. I'm right there with you, bro.
Oh shoot, the new update did come out. Was it the Devil?
The Devil Joe.
I was playing it.
Man, I got
it's crazy.
Noah.
Yeah, I got to level up, man, because yeah, he'll kill me one hit right where I'm at now. So I need to.
Oh yeah, you can join me and Brian. You can join me and DevilDog later. We'll go with that. But man, I'm telling you, the Infinity War is something special because there's been no series and no movie franchise that has done what they have done, and this right here is something unique in a cultivation of a decade set of movies, all telling one big story coming up to an event like this. It's something special, and to see how big it's going so quickly is great. We made all bets on what we're going to think about what this is going to do, how quickly it's going to be making billions and all sorts of stuff. So I want to get some of y'all's new guests here, y'all's thoughts. Lemon, you go first. What do you think? How fast do you think this is going to hit $1 billion?
Shit, might hit $1 billion the first goddamn 2 weeks. Everybody's anticipating this movie, and especially being that Marvel's on fire right now. So it's like being a rapper and then you put out another single right after you dropped a big song. You know what I'm saying? They can't lose. They can't lose. I think 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks.
You think 3 weeks they'll hit $1 billion?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was saying $1 billion in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks and under.
Yeah, because we were talking possible domestically, but overall gross, like I think 2 weeks.
Right.
2 weeks. What do you think there, DevilDog? How fast do you think this is gonna hit $1 billion?
Just in the States, I see 3 weeks.
3 weeks. All right, 3 weeks for domestic. What do you think global? Because remember, the first weekend, it's gonna be when it first opens, it's gonna be worldwide. So we're gonna see the global overall real quick in real time. So what do you think globally?
It's gonna be 2 weeks. It's gonna be 2 weeks. Period.
You think 2 weeks?
Too many people are excited and ready for this. Too many people ready for it.
Yeah,
I've seen people already starting to get their costumes and shit so they can go dressed up to watch it in theaters already.
All I know is I'm getting some gear to be marveled out for that show. New hat, new shirt, gonna be all decked. What's your thoughts, Moss? How fast do you think this is gonna hit $1 billion?
Top line, you're gonna go cop a fake Iron Man.
No, I'm gonna do
this.
Okay,
I'm back. What's the topic? We're talking about how fast Infinity War is gonna hit $1 billion. We're getting their thoughts on it.
I'm gonna do worse than that, DevilDog. I'm gonna steal you and Lemon's answer. Okay. All right. So first, I'm gonna steal DevilDog's answer and say, I think 2 weeks or less.
2 weeks.
Here's
or less?
why. 2 weeks or less because Black Panther was highly popular. It's been a very long time now. Y'all know how I felt about it. We ain't gonna go there. We're not gonna reopen them.
We're gonna have to read
It's
that.
okay. Your butt hurt.
I literally had to ride. My wife took the car. Literally took me. I had to get in an Uber, and it took me 4 theaters to find a seat at Black Panther. Literally, me and my son.
It's because they kicked your ass out.
But literally, I think this. I mean, you can feel that there's even more anticipation for this. I say 2 weeks or less, and I'm even take a 108's moniker and say 108 can probably relate to this. Remember back in the day when DMX dropped them double albums in 1 year and he killed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This what Marvel is going to kill it this year, man. This is going to be crazy.
Fire. People don't understand what Marvel has created. They have created a monopoly in the movie theater.
Absolutely.
They have
Absolutely.
done that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the list right now in terms of top grossing movies, and if you look at this list, you see Avatar, Titanic, and Star Wars: Force Awakens, but you also see the Avengers, Fast and Furious, Age of Ultron, which is another Avengers movie in the top 10.
Going back to a movie fun again.
Yeah,
exactly.
And a lot of these series that's up there, it's a lot of the same series in terms of the sequels. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes is crazy. And right now, Black Panther's at $1.2 billion.
Yeah,
1.2, and that's number 14.
Yeah.
Yep.
Captain America's 1.1. Yo, it's crazy. This is crazy, and they're gonna do it again. So beating out each other in terms of numbers, it only benefits Marvel. They don't care.
absolutely.
How many people how many companies say they got multiple billion-dollar movies?
Yup.
Multiple.
And keep this
And
mind.
keep doing it.
People just seem to let this little tidbit slip their mind. Marvel's launching like 3 or 4 movies in this year and this year alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got four Marvel titled movies.
Comes out July.
You got Ant-Man, Infinity War, Black Panther, and then technically Deadpool. Deadpool still a Marvel movie.
Oh man.
No, but you got to realize, like I said, don't count them out because they didn't
Deadpool's
make it. They got their hands in it because when they roll them credits in the beginning, I don't care what nobody say. It's Marvel up there.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a win-win.
Marvel killing it on Hulu, man. I
Oh,
watched that. What was that? The Runaways.
The
I watched
Runaways.
that.
Yes.
Man, they're everywhere, man. I mean, there's no doubt.
They had that. They had the Runaways and the Gifted, and both of them were great. And then
my hat's off to Marvel, man.
They're killing everywhere.
yeah, they're killing everywhere. Look at what came out on. Was it Sci-Fi or was it FX? Legion. Legion was great.
Eventually,
FX.
they're going to take over
Yep.
regular television. Eventually, they're going to take over regular television.
Probably. And
Amazon is trying to work a deal
I
to
see
make
a lot of-
have a Marvel
lot of the
series.
same movies on this list, man. Harry Potter's up there. I don't know how many goddamn times.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, what are your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on it, bro? How fast do you think it's gonna hit 2 billion?
It took Black Panther about a month. So, actually, a little over a month. What was it? About 5 weeks?
It was 5 weekends that it's at.
5 weekends. I'm gonna say 3.5 for I'm gonna say about 3.5 to 4. I think
3.5 to 4 to hit its billion.
Similar.
Yeah. Because the thing is, a lot of those sales are repeat watchers too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Don't
take that
matter.
into consideration as well.
And-
The same bank.
Yeah,
That don't matter, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, like,
let me put it this way, and just to give you a perspective, especially for pre-sale tickets, as we were talking about it. That right now, Infinity War is at 250% the amount of pre-sale tickets that Black Panther did, and Black Panther did 250 million or so in its first weekend. So if you do 2.5,
more.
it's going to be about 700 million domestically alone that they'll probably be seeing.
I'm gonna help you out even more. My homeboy lives in Vegas. There has never, ever been a movie that has sold out every single theater. My homeboy cannot get a ticket because every single theater is sold out for 2 weeks for the Avengers movie.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna
crazy.
be big, man. This is, I mean, when you look at the I go to what's it, anime scene, I think it is.com. Like you see, I mean, they did a lot of advertisement for Black Panther, but the advertisements for Infinity War, man, yo, it's crazy. This is gonna be phenomenal globally, and that's why I think 2 weeks or less. I mean, with the numbers that you share, Knuckles, you know what I'm saying? If they're doing 250%, if you just carry that over, it's 2 weeks or less.
Absolutely. I think
Exactly.
so. It's gonna be something else, man.
All of these movie franchises that have those billion-dollar outputs, there ain't nothing but multiple people watching them. There's always that. You know how many times I remember growing up and the Titanic came out, there was people watching that movie 10 damn times.
Hey, Soul can attest to that. He went to go see Black Panther 7 times.
Shh. I went to go see it twice.
But you know what I'm
Say,
saying?
I know guys, it's literally.
One thing I'm taking into
I know a
consideration.
dude that went 2 weeks straight and watched.
Oh,
serious. 2 weeks straight to keep watching Black Panther.
Oh shit! What were you gonna say, Noah?
Oh, one thing I'm taking into consideration is
Ryan.
those repeat watchers. You know, they may go the first week and then they might see it maybe the second or third week. So that's why I'm gonna say about 3.5 to 4. What the fourth weekend
That
might
fourth
really
weekend,
be.
it'll fully break it.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna do it faster than Black Panther because you got the Black Panther audience. You know, of course they're gonna see it's a continuation of the story of actually every
Marvel
movie.
Exactly.
It's a continuation.
See, I think globally we'll see it in 2 weeks, but I think and globally I think we'll see a break $1 billion in 1 week. Domestically, I say 2.5.
I say globally a week and a half. Domestic, I think it's gonna take a little longer, probably maybe a month, maybe.
I would say about 3 weeks because right now we're looking at what Black Panther alone has done is that we're 36 days into this, just over a month. It's hit 1.2 billion coming on the trail of Avengers. Domestically, it has done $620 million domestically. That's not counting the other 600 million globally. So I think we're going to see the domestic numbers for Infinity War up there, whereas globally we're going to see it instantly.
I think that internationally, Avengers are going to do better than domestic.
Possibly, I think we might see it do really well domestic or globally for this one because of the fact that it's going to have a lot of varied characters, so it's going to appeal to a lot of people, especially with how we've seen people really like
people in like Asia, they love the Avengers. They can't get enough. So,
yeah, they really loved Guardians of the Galaxy.
People also forget
Guardians of the Galaxy almost hit $1 billion at 800 million.
I think this will beat out the Fast and the Furious sales overseas.
And you got to think Fast and the Furious. Well, the 8th one did really well in Asia.
It didn't pass. It didn't pass 7 though. 7 at 1.5 billion.
Nope, it didn't.
Yeah, but I think this one's gonna easily.
Another thing to keep in mind for Avenger wise, they have Iron Man, they have Black Panther, they have all these individual comics along with Avenger style comics and anime along over Japan. So it's huge over there.
Yeah,
Iron Man 3 is at 1.2 billion.
Yep,
Black Panther's at 1.2 billion.
So we're gonna see it.
I think by Black Panther gonna hit. They're gonna hit the 2 billion club by probably 3-4 months, maybe.
I think so. It's definitely gonna do some hella numbers and break some hella records.
Yeah, of course. But this is that's what they got it set up, man. You could tell they had a serious game plan, and I know people always trying to compare DC with Marvel, but DC didn't have that type of plan.
Man, talk about it. I'm gonna tell you what DC did wrong is they should have made everybody's individual movie first.
Yep. They try and we talked about this before on the show in the past is that DC has come out that they had too much executive hands in it. They tried to rush to compete with Marvel, and when they couldn't do it, they admitted we can't do what they've done.
They need to
be who they are.
They need to get Warner Brothers out their damn fucking out their ear. That's what they need to do.
But think about it too, is that Warner Brothers gives their animated studios enough freedom. Why can't they do anything for the live action?
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
Live action, you're paying more people to do live action. There's more people involved in live action. That's why.
Exactly. But the pacing, but even the pacing of the animated series, even the storytelling is better in the animated series than it is in the live action. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
They rushed it. There's no character development. You just rush into this story with
Martha.
5 heroes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
man, I hated it. Man,
You
I
said
hated
the
it.
key word,
Don't
character
already-
development.
And that's and again, that's nothing to hate on DC. I love DC. You know, Green Arrow, Green Lantern have been some of my favorite characters growing up.
Yeah.
It's just they did not take the time with the movies that they should have.
The TV shows are better than their movies.
Yes,
It is.
absolutely,
Hey, I was
absolutely,
watching Legends of Tomorrow
Flash Arrow,
like an hour ago.
exactly.
Flash Arrow, Cop, Justice League.
I
Yeah,
watched
all
the
day.
Arrow,
All day.
Flash consistently.
And
Black
there's
Lightning.
Legends too,
Black
Black Lightning
Lightning.
now,
Black Lightning is
and
a
then of
different
course
monster.
Supergirl. All of them great.
I
Not
don't really
all-
like Supergirl. I think it's watered down.
Well,
But Marvel-
Supergirl is definitely one of those shows that does have its appeal for some, but not all.
Yeah.
But it's all over.
But I
And-
do like the crossovers with the
Oh,
Flash.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's
Their
nice.
crossovers are always big.
Yeah, those
But-
are dope.
But it's like even with Marvel, they're so on top of it. Even their TV shows tie into the movies.
Yep. No,
Exactly.
they be referencing everything they do.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Luke Cage with the bullets from the alien ships,
It all ties
with the
together.
metal, Jessica Jones, all of it, man. They have a game plan and it's working.
Yep, it helps. They've built these worlds and keep them interconnected and still keep telling the stories, continuing, even though each one is its own, it plays overall. But they're not trying to force it all together. It just happens organically.
But they
Yep.
had a 10-year plan, and it's
Yep.
Exactly.
DC looked at them getting their success. The biggest franchise is a goddamn ninja, Batman, and their most powerful superhero is weak. Wonder Woman was okay. It wasn't what everybody tried to make it out to be.
I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I did
I
too,
think
but it
what
wasn't
DC
epic.
problem is they just they're too stubborn because honestly DC Comics is better, their anime series is better. So I don't know. I think that they're just a little too cocky and stubborn, and they don't want to just admit that what they're doing with these movies are wrong.
They don't want to make the changes that needed to do.
They had an article last year talking about how they're not tying in no more movies and they're gonna do what they need to do because you can't chase a $1 billion movie. That's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Those numbers are not numbers everybody hits. How you gonna chase something that's hardly reached? Just make your movie good. Don't worry about what Marvel doing because technically they can't stop what you do. It doesn't reflect. You can have a great Superman movie in the same year as a great DC Marvel movie. You can. Well, man, you know what I'm saying? There's space for everybody. But when you start trying to do what somebody else is doing, but they're doing this over here, so we should release Justice League because they got the Avengers. You shouldn't be doing it like that.
I think when Marvel first started making their movies, I think they just wanted to see how it catch on, and then eventually Avengers came up into their mind, and I think that's how DC just need to make standalone movies.
Yep, that's exactly what they do. It's called it was hit straight on the head. Character development. Nobody cares about those characters.
They could have built on Batman, but they like the Batman trilogy. Man, that was a hit. That was a success. I don't know why they wrote it the end like they did, but they could have continued that same Batman.
I think what's the actor? I think he actually got tired of it. Honestly,
Christian Bale.
Yeah, I mean, but they could have found another, actor or
Hey, I mean, look at what they did. They left Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character as Robin to take over for him. Why didn't they just let that go? He could have been the Nightwing version of Batman, which was probably my favorite.
I really didn't like their Robin. Their way they.
Oh yeah, I didn't like the way they did it, but I'm saying that if they did that, they could have expanded on it with him taking off, and I think that would have been perfect.
They had many opportunities to try other things, so I just don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's one of those things, but now that we got all the good little banter out of the way, now it's time to get into the real stuff. Now, I've been watching and stuck on Netflix, man. Being sick this past week has given me enough time to actually catch up on stuff. And I have to say, as someone who loved the old version, what Netflix and DreamWorks has done with the new Voltron series is goddamn amazing. I love the way that they've taken the characters. I love how they're doing the story. The animation's great. Seeing Voltron in a new generation is great.
Yes.
And I know for you, Lemon, and you, Moss, that Voltron goes back, way back for y'all. Seeing the
Power Rangers, baby.
Exactly, the defender of the universe. And to see the series like this doing so much homage to it, but still being its own unique thing and really focusing on the characters and not necessarily just on Voltron itself is great. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I want to say, Nux, that you hit it right on the nail. I wasn't the biggest Voltron person growing up. There was another one. It was oh man, I forgot the other robot.
Robotech?
No, not I was big on Robotech, but that goddamn Voltron is so good. It made me go and look for the old Robotech flicks, man. Like you said, they kept it true to the origins, man. And it's good to where adults and kids, but particularly adults, but even kids too. But it's particularly, I think it's more appealing to adults this time around, man. Absolutely. It's superb.
It really is. And the way that they redid the characters, created them brand new, and really gave them new identities. It's great on how they handle it. Like we all knew Pidge before, who was the pilot of the Green Line, was a very tiny boy. This time they turned around and made it Pidge is a girl.
Yeah,
and it's the way that they've handled all the characters and everything has really grown. Especially you see the character development over all the seasons, and it's still ongoing. It's 5 seasons in. Like I know like the past 3 seasons in like 2 days, because I tell you what, Netflix is on it with that auto play next episode and skip intro. Man. Tell you, man, they got it.
Let me tell you what the new Voltron remind me of. Like the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, okay? Where they just taking the character, like some of them are females. What's the girl name, man?
Oh, the Princess Allura?
No. That was in Battlestar Galactica, and they changed to a girl. Starbuck.
Oh, okay, Starbuck. Yeah.
They're paying homage to the series, but it's like they pay homage to the old school. And then they giving that series its own identity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. That's why it's dope, because it's bringing in the old fans and keeping new people interested. And the development of the characters is also real good too.
Absolutely,
exactly, man. Because I wanted to watch it the other day when my girl was here, and she had her son with her. And I told him, I was like, "Hey, sit down, let's watch this." He was whining. He's like, "No, I don't want to watch that. It looks dumb." As soon as he saw the blue line take off, he's just like, "Oh." He was just in awe of that, man. I was like, yeah, space lions.
That's what I'm saying. It's very intriguing. I remember the older people would just walk by and be like, oh, they're gonna have Voltron. But now it's very intriguing to adults and kids right now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it made me want to go back and pull out the old Robotech. I wish they would do a Robotech like that too, man. Because that original Robotech, them 3 arcs, man, those was killer too, man. Bring them back.
Yeah. No, what are your thoughts on it, man? Have you watched it yet?
And I haven't. I'm sitting here looking it up now. I remember when I was a kid, I used to, I really couldn't understand what was going on as far as story wise, but I used to watch this cartoon, Voltron. But Power Rangers was my thing growing up. So
Power Rangers was my thing too, bro. Well, I got something for you, man. I got something for you next. But go on.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks amazing. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
You gotta cue that up. You gotta put that to your my list.
You know it.
Definitely.
Now we need Thunderhawks and we need Silverhawks and Thundercats. Reboot. Let's go. Let's get it done.
You heard it right here. Silverhawks reboot. Let's go.
That was my jump.
They don't know nothing about that, man. That was our era.
I just showed
man, you're talking to a guy who watched the old Astro Boy. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, have you watched Voltron yet, man? All right, good talk. All right, but man, I tell you what, man, Voltron has been something amazing, dude. I've never been able to enjoy a reboot that's been really well done. There's been a few reboots lately that are really paying homage to where they come from, and this is probably one that I'm absolutely glad has done that, and just seeing it in such a well orchestrated way and with so much passion. Because when you look at the animation stuff, it's so well done. It just makes me happy to see Voltron making its comeback and seeing so many people loving it, because everywhere that it's been shown off, it's been highly rated, highly loved, highly praised. And it's glad to see that Voltron is one of those old school shows that are really getting that much needed revamp for the new generation, as well as still appealing to the old generation.
I know a lot of people better start thinking Netflix.
Yeah,
For a lot of stuff. Because they're rejuvenating a lot of different characters, a lot of different series, and a lot of different acting careers.
I was going to say that there's a lot of
they're doing a lot
actors I haven't seen in years that are on Netflix.
Yeah, they really are. Netflix is throwing money all over the place, and they're doing something big. And
they get it back.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying, because that means they're going to be around.
What's the mom? Speaking of actors coming back, what's the mom in Stranger Things? Winona Ryder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that. Speaking of that, because you mentioned Winona Ryder, my dad had the same reaction because I was watching Stranger Things with my sisters because that was a show that we all loved, and we were watching the second season. He comes and sees the mom, and he's just like, "Is that Winona Ryder?" He's like, "I haven't seen her in years," and I was just like, "Yeah," and he sat down, started watching that with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said,
she was caught. She was caught.
The old and the new come together in one couch, man. That's important.
Was that Winona that was caught stealing socks out of Macy's? Was that her, man?
Oh, we're not doing that.
No.
I know I'm messy, man. Chicken and beer, man. It's chicken and beer. My bad.
But yeah, man, and for that show, especially for him, that shows an entire love letter to the 80s, man. And he was able to just talk on and on about that because that was his time, you know, that was when he grew up. So just seeing that, it was a great time to be able to see those kind of bonding moments now when old meets new and everyone's able to enjoy it all together. Something special, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this week we finally saw the drop of probably one of the other biggest anticipated Marvel movies of this year. We finally got to see an actual story trailer for Deadpool 2. So now we know what's going on, man. That Cable is hunting down a kid, and you're going to see Deadpool gathering the X-Force to stop him. And I have to tell you, that trailer is great. The characters look phenomenal. The humor is still there. I'm absolutely sold on it. I cannot wait. What is everyone's thoughts on it, man? Lemon, you go first. What are your thoughts on the new Deadpool trailer?
I'm excited to see any Marvel character on the screen being able to be who they are, not watered down. He kicked somebody's head off after he sliced their neck. I'm done. I'm done. The dude is amazing. I wasn't even a Deadpool fan like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know the best thing about Deadpool, especially with Ryan Reynolds playing the character, is that's not even Deadpool. That's just Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is that crazy, that humorous. That's just him. This is a character in a role that man was born to play, and he has so much in line with the character himself. It couldn't have been done better. Like, he's actually from Canada, just like Wade Wilson. Everything else, that he's cannot be a better fit for this character.
Yeah, he definitely redeemed messing up my Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity was just messing all the way
he's
around,
still,
man.
he's still on that blade.
He didn't
I'm
mess
sorry.
up. It was just terrible.
That Blade Trinity was
my
just
franchise.
messing,
My franchise. I'm traumatized. I'm still hurting.
Hey, don't worry. Wesley Snipes is gonna come back one day, maybe.
Yeah, he can if they let him do it again. He's the best Blade they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, there was a concept art I saw of someone showing like John Boyega looking like Blade, and I think he'd be a great replacement for him.
I don't know. As long as it ain't just Albro.
Put my boy. Put my boy that did the choreography for Black Panther, man. Damn, I can't believe I forgot Marcus Crump, man.
You want Crump to be the new Blade? All right.
Yeah. Not Sticky Fingers though, man. Sticky
Fingers did a good job in this series. It was serious. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no!
You know what? No, Lemon's right. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
And I enjoyed it. I was shocked when they
bad.
mentioned him, and I watched the series. This is coming from a man. When I used to date my wife when we was younger, I went to sleep to Blade every night on DVD. Every night. I could do the movie work. You would never want to watch Blade for me because I'd be doing all the lines. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Blade dude. So when they announced Sticky Fingers, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
When I watched the series, it wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad.
He got a beat. You know, he was better at Blade than he was a rapper.
Oh
Seriously.
man, no, Sticky has some lines. Man.
Man, he had the lines that you
Man,
could do on the table.
Oh
It's
man,
crazy.
That's crazy. Moss, but what are your thoughts on the new Deadpool trailer, bro? Did it get you hyped up for it? Are you glad to see X-Force finally making their way up on it?
who me?
Yeah, you.
Oh yeah. Oh my bad. I'm sorry. I'm so busy talking about Sticky and Winona Ryder. Yeah, man. No. I like the panel said. Like Lemon said, I wasn't even a Deadpool fan really. Until the first movie came out, and it was just hilarious. I've been waiting for it. I'm glad to see that they're going to keep this rated R. Don't try to water this down. Let him do his thing. Seeing the X-Force in it and finally seeing that story element put into it, it's going to be interesting. I'm still, I'm just I catch on slow, so I'm just waiting to see how this really develops. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be good, man. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm excited to see that Terry Crews's character is going to be possibly Bedlam. Oh man,
yeah.
that has me excited.
Yep.
Dude, Terry Crews is just another hilarious actor, and him being with Ryan Reynolds, oh, I'm excited. Has me sold on it right now. What are your thoughts on it, Noah?
Man, can Marvel do no wrong? Even though I understand, this is more so Fox, but
yeah,
it's still Marvel characters, man. And the first movie was awesome, and I expect this one to be even better, and it looks like it will be.
Definitely.
I agree.
It's 91 acceptance rate. I mean 98. Besides the first movie had a 91.
Oh yeah, this was gonna be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Deadpool made more money than Justice League, and he's a C-level superhero. C-level.
Man, Ant-Man, I didn't care anything about Ant-Man until I seen the Ant-Man movie. Like whoever writing for Marvel, like they're taking, the C class or the D class characters, and making A class movies, man.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Ant-Man is one of my favorite because I love Hank Pym as Ant-Man, and seeing that they passed the torch on by having Hank Pym still in there,
right?
Passing it on to Scott Lang, which was played by Paul Rudd, who's just completely hilarious. And just seeing the sarcasm between him and Hank Pym throughout that entire movie is just something amazing.
Yeah.
It has me excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It does. And plus, Ant-Man and the Wasp looks way better than Ant-Man because I didn't enjoy Ant-Man because I didn't like the story.
Ant-Man was good.
No, I didn't say that. The reason I didn't enjoy it because I know the stories. I was like, where are they going with this? Because this dude is a thief.
Exactly.
And I really couldn't get by that.
You heard what Hank wanted him for. He wanted him to break in and steal some shit.
Right, but I got it now. I'm over my personal opinion, and the movie is good, and I still have to buy that Blu-ray, but I'm definitely hyped for the second one because that looks incredible.
I'm trying to debate if I'm gonna get the 3D Blu-ray or the HDR.
Yeah, I think
HDR all the way, man. Forget
HDR.
3D Blu-ray,
man. Because Samsung taking 3D out of their TVs. So.
Well, my TV supported, man, and the 3D effects in that movie was great.
In 2019. So, I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah. So, what are your thoughts on it, man?
I think it was super dope. I just want to see the chemistry between Terry Crews and Ryan.
Oh yeah, with Bedlam and Deadpool. Yeah, I can't wait to see Zazie Beetz. I want to see how she does as Domino.
All the shots that they were showing, they did the shot where when Tony Stark fought Winter Soldier in the airport, or no, not the airport, like the building.
Yeah.
He tried to use the arm, his hand to block the bullet.
Yeah.
They threw a shot like that in the trailer. They did the Wakanda Forever in the trailer. Was a shot to Wonder Woman.
Yep.
It was just man. It was a lot. Shit was dope.
Yeah, and then you see him there at the X Mansion. He's riding around in Professor X's chair.
Disrespectful.
Disrespect.
As he
disrespected Colossal and everything. Grabbed his ass.
He squeezed his ass.
Grabbed his ass. Just. Woo.
I was like, whoa, man.
And I mean, he did the same thing in the first movie. He punched him in the dick. He's just like, low blow. He's like, what are you packing down there?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Dude, that movie's a one of a kind in itself because of the fact that your non-normal superhero movie, and it's just a big comedy, but it's action packed.
He breaks the wall. He talks to the audience.
Exactly. It's just something so unique.
I'm watching that movie.
Oh man, I'm gonna be dying laughing like that one, man. And the marketing for this movie has just been something unique, all on its own.
The Bob Ross one was my favorite, man.
The first video was dope where they previewed it, and the dude in the alley dies while he's changing his. I mean, come on.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
That was crazy.
Oh man, what was that? They aired that in front
right before Logan.
Yeah. Oh man, I was.
And what's even better about that is he threw a shot. He's like, man, you don't see Logan have this issue. All he's got to do is pull off a tank top.
Took the dude's ice cream after he died. Come on,
just like,
listen,
don't, just rest. Something unique, man.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's a testimonial to the marketing from whoever's behind Marvel too. Like, you don't see a whole bunch of commercials and stuff like how you see for Infinity War, because Marvel understands this has a cult following, a big cult following, and they'll do the word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's very ingenious. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And what's even better about that movie is that when they do the trailers, they post them up all over and put them on little sites, and there's something just unique. Look at the Bob Ross trailer that they did, making fun of that, and that was great.
Yep.
The Bob Ross one had me dying, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
And they're coming out with a Funko Pop Deadpool Bob Ross, man.
I want that. I want the Deadpool Pops, man. There's something, man. It's great. All right, but I think we got our love for DP out here soon. And that's gonna be 3 weeks after Infinity War on May 18th, I believe.
Right.
So get your tickets and get ready for that one.
First one almost at $1 billion, 888 million.
Yep, and something unique from that one itself.
Yeah.
Now, Noah, I told you I had something special for you because me and you are both Power Ranger fans here. Because that was my childhood, bro. I'm talking. I had so many of the Megazords, everything, but they just released a live-action trailer with Jason David Frank replaying Tommy Oliver.
I saw it.
Tommy Oliver that we know. He played the character known as Lord Draken leading up for their new comic event for the Power Rangers comics. And this one is one of the comic series that I've been wanting to get into, and just knowing what's going on in it has me so excited, because when they released Lord Draken, it was one of Power Rangers' newest and most unique characters made in decades, because it's Tommy Oliver in an alternate universe, the Green Ranger, but he stayed evil working for Rita Repulsa and ended up becoming so powerful, he's basically run the world. He is now the controller and ruler of the universe that he's in. And they're leading up to this event called Shattered Grid, where it's going to be him taking his universe to the universe that we know with Billy and Tommy and Amy and everyone else that we know there. That's all going to be fighting against Lord Draken. And that has me excited to get this comic series. And I sent everyone the trailer. Lemon, I don't know if you saw Power Rangers much when back in the day, because you were in your 20s around that time. But what are your thoughts on this, and how do you feel about it?
Well, I did the first Power Rangers movie that came out. I liked the Power Rangers. I got into the Power Rangers a little bit, but after they branched off and started making all these characters, I didn't. But
yeah,
let me ask you a question. Did you like that Power Ranger movie?
The one back in '99, the original?
No.
Oh, the remake. Oh, the remake. Oh God, yes. That movie was everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I didn't think it was good.
It may not have been good in a lot of aspects. I did like the fighting. I did like the way that they did the armor. I loved the Zord, and it had so many of the references that I caught that honestly, and I will not bullshit this, when they went and transformed into the Megazord and just seeing that, it brought tears to my eyes, dude. It had me like so happy to see that.
Wow. I didn't really,
it wasn't a perfect movie.
I had high hopes for it, because I like the first silly ones with the goo and all that else.
Yeah, you're talking Mighty Morphin days. Yeah.
That's where I came from, but I stopped. Yeah, the ooh.
I
Lord
liked what they
Zed.
did. I did like what they did with it, and it wasn't perfect by any means. But what I got out of it, it hit all the right notes for me. And like I said, it brought tears to my eyes, dude. I was so happy to see that.
You got to hit me with that trailer. I want to see the new stuff because I haven't seen it, man. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
but
I'm gonna say it's not as big budget as the first what a remake, but
yeah,
it's good. It's pretty good though.
oh, absolutely. Moss, I sent you the trailer. What were your thoughts on this for this? Because this is a comic event, and they went full on with this trailer to hype it up. What were your thoughts on it, man?
For Mighty Morphin?
Yeah, for the comic that I sent you right there, bro.
Yeah. I'm not a big Mighty Morphin. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I saw, but on that note, I saw an imaginative version of Mighty Morphin on YouTube where I forgot the guy's name. Where he directed something.
I
And
know
think
they was killing off the Power Rangers and
absolutely, yeah.
I saw that dark one too, and it was really
That
cool.
was dope. That
was awesome. I saw that too.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
So I'm still just sitting back on the bleachers waiting for that to come. But I'm sorry, yeah, man.
As much as I would love to see that because that would be dope as hell. I still stand by the remake. I know not everyone will like it. As a fan, for me, it hit the notes that I wanted out of it, and I do like the direction that they were trying to do and what they could set up for. I really know that they said that the sequel's in limbo right now. I hope they do it because that's just me. I want it to happen. Noah, I know you probably didn't get this, but have you watched the trailer right on your own?
Yes,
what's your thoughts on it, bro?
Man, let me tell you about me and Power Rangers. Okay, so I watched Power Rangers up until what was it? Neo. I think Neo was the last one.
Yeah, Neo. That was probably about 4 generations in.
Yeah, once it hit Turbo, I grew out of it. But I really like the dark theme of Power Rangers. It feels like Power Rangers has grown up with me now. So this Lord Dracoon and him taking over the world, and I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's something unique. I think the comics are doing something really, really special. And having seen that and knowing about Lord Draken, because the design for Lord Draken is so cool. It's a mix of the White Ranger and the Green Ranger together. It's so badass looking. It's made me want to be like, you know what? I'm going to go out and buy this entire comic series up to this point to get excited for this dude. It has me all hyped up for it.
So I got a question: is it gonna be print or is it gonna be like a live action?
No, it's a print comic. They did a live action trailer to hype it up, and they had Jason David Frank himself play Lord Draken. Yeah. And if you paid attention, that in the trailer he had Rita Repulsa's staff, and that was the original staff from the Mighty Morphin days. They actually pulled it out of storage to use just for this trailer.
So he probably turned on her and then said, hey, exactly. What am I answering to you for it? Yeah, it's gonna be I'm gonna keep up with it, man. I love the dark tune of it, and
and for me, man, I still watch Power Rangers. I've gone back and rewatched the old Mighty Morphin, and I still love it. I don't care how campy it is. It's something special to me. I grew up watching most of the franchises. I watched it with my nephews and my cousins all over, and I still love it to this day. I still have so many of my old things. I literally had the first Megazord from the original that they had. I had the Dinozord. I had the Dragon Zord. I also had the Pyramid Zord that they introduced in the second season after they lost their powers the second time before they went into in space and then came back for Zeo and Turbo.
Man, Lord Zed and Ivan Ooze are some of the top villains of all time.
Lord Zed and Ivan Ooze is something. I still remember. I still have the VHS of the first movie with Ivan Ooze from back in the day.
Man, that's classic. That's classic.
Exactly, man. When I didn't realize growing up that the ending song was Van Halen, and when I realized that it was, I was just like, oh, that explains my love of it right now. It's something special, man. It's pretty. Yeah, man. So what are your thoughts on it, man?
Well, yeah, after I seen it, I think it's dope because a lot of older people they're not watching the TV shows, and I think this is a good way to like try to get older people in and see the comics, because I think they're taking a darker, more mature approach. So I think older people will definitely check out the comics, and that might give them, allow them to, keep going.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. I like it though, cause the art style looks real good, man. I don't know. I might actually pick it up at the comic store one time.
And I know you're a big comic fan, because I know you get a lot of print, because I know recently you bought a lot of the DC Metal comics for that event.
Oh yeah, I love nothing but dark comics, and DC provides all that.
Yeah, and I know that you was hyped once they introduced the Batman Who Laughs, which you was hyped on.
Oh yeah, 'cause he's the best thing to probably come out of comics in decades, man.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that or know what the Batman Who Laughs is, man, it's a hybrid between Batman and the Joker, and it's all sorts of fucked up.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
It's crazy. Yeah, just look it up, man. It's Batman Who Laughs is amazing.
I got a video about the origins of the Batman Who Laughs for you. Know, I'll hit you up after the show with that.
Oh, bet. Send that to me.
Yeah, I got you. But now that we got our little comics out of the way, let's see what else we got up here next. Now, here's a real oldie, especially for you, Lemon and Moss, because we going old school right here, baby. And on one of our episodes, we were talking about fighting movies, and there was a classic that I had to bring up, and you cannot bring up classic 80s martial arts movies without mentioning The Karate Kid. Everyone knows Danny LaRusso, Mr. Miyagi, all the good stuff.
Wax on, wax
off. Exactly. And YouTube is actually doing a new series continuing the Karate Kid saga. And this saga is called Cobra Kai, because it's following Johnny 34 years after he got his ass kicked by Danny LaRusso in the championship. And it's him bringing back the Cobra Kai martial arts and doing all that good stuff. So, Lemon, you and Moss absolutely have talked about this. And Moss, I know me and you've gone to lengths about this. What are y'all's thoughts right now about them bringing this series back?
Well, I'm going to say this. That was one of the movies had me standing with my hands above my head when the foot bent, ready to kick the shit out of somebody in school. So it's good to see them dudes get they acting careers together too, man. And hopefully they do it justice. And like I said, Mr. Miyagi ain't here, but hopefully they pay respects to him. And like I said, man, this was a childhood fan favorite of watching this. I was a kid watching this. Great movie. It was a great family movie. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see it come back, but I wanted to be serious and get down to the point. Even the preview, when the kids jumped him and he beat their ass, I said, okay, keep it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they said it's going to be a little bit of a comedy as well.
Yeah, keep it a little. It was a comedy before, but when it came, so was what was my favorite movie? One of my favorite movies. Can't think of the name. The Last Dragon. That was kind of. But when it was time to kick ass and catch his bullets with your teeth, they got down to business. You know what I'm saying? But it looks good. It looks like they set it up pretty nice. So I just want them to, just do a good job with it, because they're doing some decent work with these reboots. They're doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it right. Moss, what are your thoughts, man? Well, where are you feeling from this?
I remember watching the original Karate Kid, and that the nostalgia is coming back, where it made you feel like you can whoop everybody's ass. Like Lemon said, you want to raise your arms and crane kick everybody that try to take your cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, the writing was good, because it always played on that dynamic of people being bullied and being outnumbered, and you being able to overcome the odds. And the writing was always good in defining that. In the first one, the second one, not so much. 3 was a little bit better. And then this reboot with Jaden Smith or whatever actually wasn't bad. So if they can keep that same dynamic up, I think it'll do good. It'll bring back the nostalgia for us older dudes, older people. And I think it'll capture the interest of the younger crowd, because that whole overcoming the odds things is always something big for that group.
Absolutely. I think you did mention a good point. Is that second one I enjoyed wasn't as great. You know, he learned a different technique for that fight.
That
The
drum
third,
punch, man.
yeah, the third one I did like because that was when Danny was training the girl or whatever. I really liked that one. That was a much better one than the second one. But I did really like the remake that they did with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I think they had the right dynamic. And of all people to be a martial arts master, I think Jackie Chan was something special to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we got a little guest that just jumped in here out of nowhere. When you got a wag and it's an alphabet, it's J-Wags.
No, man. Kick this dude out, man. He ain't nothing but trouble, man.
Oh,
what's going on, guys? Hey. I want to say what's up and show support and see what Moss is doing.
I'm not talking to J-Wags till he
ducked me on my podcast yesterday. But we
man, you know what? I'm sorry, Wags, man. I was gonna get on. I was actually at they had this big thing at Club Pittsburgh, the new bar that opened up in Market Square. Yo, have you been down there?
Never heard of it. I work there.
Bro.
You talking about CityWorks?
CityWorks, my bad. Yeah, man. You should have been down there last night, man. So I was going to do the show live, but I thought that'd be ignorant from CityWorks.
Nah, man, it's been nice, man. Anyway, just stop in and show support. I see you guys have a little it's called the Nerd Podcast.
Yeah.
Is it on Nethos channel?
No, it's on ours. It's here. Neth jumps out this way.
Oh, okay. What do you guys pre-record it and then put it out?
No, it's live,
bro.
Live.
It's on Nethos channel. I can't find it.
No, it's not on Nethos channel. It's on my channel.
I'll send you the YouTube channel. Okay. It's on the Smash
I was
Podcast.
curious, but anyway, I didn't want to interrupt your movie talk. Just saying hi. What's going on? I saw Moss here. So you got one
Did
waiting
he just come in here to say hola?
Yeah, just say what's up,
nice
bro.
Wags.
I'm like a stalker girlfriend, bro. I'm like, hey, Moss. I see Moss always on a podcast. It's like, oh, he keeps ducking.
No, my bad, man. I was sitting there and they was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Wags is Jay Wags is live." They're like, "Who the hell is Jay Wags?"
I don't feel bad, Moss. Hey, Jay Wags disappear every time I put Sea of Thieves in the chat. He's gone. Jay Wags, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, bro? Yeah.
Crickets.
I'm playing that shit right now, man. I'm trying so hard to
man, you have to play with me, man. Don't play with.
I played with other people before. It's just I'm trying my best to
play with me. If you play with me, you're gonna play it the right way, and you're gonna.
They play the right way.
Basically, by playing the right way, he means you gotta be playing drunk, one-handed, don't know where you at.
I don't think it matters how you play it, man. So there's only so much you could do. But what's going on, 108, man?
What's good, baby? How's everything?
Good, chilling. I just hopped on, man. You guys can continue. I don't want to interrupt the whole flow of the podcast and shit.
No, that's all right.
Too late for that.
Yeah, too late for that. Rotten man. He's rotten, dude. Hey, Wags, we got hook up tomorrow, okay, bro?
All right.
I want to interview you about that damn video, man.
Yeah.
You want to do that tomorrow?
Before we go off to left, man. I know Dragons. You a busy man. You a working man. You always making that money. I know you got to get out of here too.
Yeah.
Soon for your club. You want to make your sign off real quick?
Guys, it's always a pleasure linking up with y'all. I have a previous engagement. Got to do a party at my club. But everybody out there, tune in, like, and subscribe. This guy's amazing. He's a future and a Power Ranger, but we ain't gonna go there.
Man,
I gotta make a move. I gotta make a move. We're gonna have a bloody knuckles morphing Power Ranger going on.
Oh hell!
I had to throw that quick jab. But look, let me go, man. Enjoy the rest of the show. Tune into this gentleman. Smash Podcast is the move. Peace out, fellas.
All right,
Peace
big
out.
up.
All right, bro.
Later, lemon. But man, we got some good stuff here, man. Real good stuff. So shout out to 108 Dragons for always coming out here, man. Always respect to have everyone out here. J-Wax said you here, man. You hopped in at the right moment. You seen the new trailer for the Cobra Kai?
No, I did not.
Oh man, they continuing the story of the Karate Kid 34 years later, man.
Man, cool, I guess. I mean, the last one was all right. I mean, I'm not that into the Karate Kid, but yeah.
All right.
You guys seem really excited about that, but that's cool. I'm looking more forward, towards like shit like Civil War coming out, but
Infinity War.
Yeah, Civil War came out
3 years ago.
Infinity War, my bad.
Go to your local Best Buy, pick up Civil War. You don't have
Listen, both of y'all, Noah and Moss, y'all are both. I don't want to talk to both either of y'all right now.
Oh man,
he's still waiting on Batman Begins.
Hey, J-Wags, I heard that they got it on the Xbox store. You could rent it for like $2.
Damn, y'all are funny as hell in this. Okay, all right. I see whose team you're on there, Smash.
Hey man, I'm on everyone's team. It's okay. Moss is still a fraud.
I got it. Oh,
I know, man.
But yeah, I'm not really looking. I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I can't really comment on it.
Yeah,
I slept most of the day, man. To be honest with you.
Hey man, sleep is needed. Everyone's out of sleep.
The times here.
But man, thanks for coming out, saying hi, and showing us the support, man. Always good to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sorry for coming in uninvited. I saw the link. I'm like, hold on, I said Moss in here. You know what? Real quick. These two were MIA yesterday.
Yeah, my bad.
I dropped my link in the chat like 5 times. Nobody.
Man, I was at work, man. You know I would have joined.
Yeah.
They didn't show up.
Oh, man. Don't worry.
I see Moss talk about I'm out downtown chasing old fat bitches or something like that.
Something like that.
This man's doing what? Are you married, Moss?
What's that, Wag?
Are you married?
There ain't nothing like that.
Look, man, you get messy right now, man. I said I was chasing him, not laying with him, man. I said,
this is wilding out, man. He's like 48. He's out there clubbing.
Hey, man, if he's 48 and still clubbing, he's doing it right.
I don't know how old he is.
Oh, man. But we always have a good time out here.
Moss said he gonna party to the Viagra bottle empty.
What's your what channel am I on? I'm on. It's Smash Podcast.
Yes,
Smash Podcast. I'm gonna see the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Having a blast on Smash Podcast.
Attaboy.
Like Moss, he said, who the fuck is J-Wax 412? Like, damn.
Oh, man.
Fuck. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Again, thanks for hopping in here and dropping in.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for not booting me immediately. For sure.
No, you good. You good. Everyone give some love to J-Wax here for showing out.
Big up to J-Wags.
Give it up.
Man.
Yeah.
So, I see you back. So, you seen the new Cobra Kai trailer, brother?
Hell no.
Yeah. Oh, you like, hell no. You don't care about it?
No, I heard you guys talk about it. I really wasn't a Karate Kid fan, especially after the Jaden Smith one too. So I decided to I don't know. I'll check it out, but I'm really not a fan of Karate Kid like that. Are they using the same? But are they using the same actors? Or
Yep,
different actors?
they're using the same actors.
Well,
So they're bringing back the original actor for Danny LaRusso and Johnny from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's definitely dope, but I'll check out the trailer. I don't know.
The original actors?
Yep, they're bringing back the original actors.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty dope. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's why it has me excited because I'm glad that they're giving that series some love and bringing it back the right way.
I want to see. I want to see a legit DBZ movie, but no, it's never gonna happen.
Live action?
Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh hell no, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, they failed the first one.
Yeah,
bro. Have you guys seen this like these little YouTube crowdfunding like the Light of Hope and stuff?
Yeah, those are good, but I mean,
I'm saying, but they got no budget though. Them people,
yeah,
they're right. It'd be dope,
and they do it right, and that's what I'm saying, man.
But it's not gonna turn out right because they're gonna get like an American actor to do something like.
It's gonna be too Hollywood.
Always.
I'd like to see it. Same with I think there's a lot of games they can do it with. Like Gears of War would make a great movie. I think.
Oh, yeah, Gears of War would be amazing.
Yeah, Gears of War is already in the perfect aspect to be a great movie. And I was like, and if they wanted to, they could tell some of the other stories. Like if they really wanted to, they could tell.
I'm just upset that the guy that played in Green Mile, he could have been a perfect cast for that.
Oh yeah.
Duncan, Clark Duncan, or whatever his name is, or
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. He'd been perfect.
Yeah,
I already had the whole cast in my head, man. You have Gerard Butler in there. Maybe Marcus, I don't know. Yeah, you need some big guys though to fill out them suits and shit.
I mean, the actor who does Augustus Cole's already a big dude. He used to be a football player, so let him just do it.
Right.
Play himself.
Man, gonna be in there. The Rock is gonna be in there. Watch.
Oh yeah.
The Rock. Oh, definitely. Yeah. If they did the movie. Yeah.
Gears of War cast on performance enhancing drugs, man.
It'd be a lot of wrestlers.
Hey, so we're just gonna call that Juice the movie. That's the juice. Got the juice.
Yeah, they don't even open doors when using doorknobs. They just kick it down. Just
God, where's my juice at? Ah!
A lot of bodybuilders.
You know they all got it coming. Vince McMahon.
Oh,
he could be.
Hey, Vince McMahon
General.
can be the he can be general. Okay, we going left here. Let's get back to this.
That's what I do. Sorry.
Oh, trolling up in the show. Now, so especially for me and you, this is some big news. So Aniplex, probably one of the biggest distributors for anime here in the States, besides Funimation and Kurokawa. Aniplex is actually investing heavily into a distribution down in Australia with with the Madman animation company down there. So with them investing into this, it looks like they're trying to expand their coverage for what they can distribute, as well as pulling a lot of the distribution rights that Madman has down there, pulling it towards the States, because now they're a big shareholder. So with kind of stuff like that, seeing especially in the anime industry, what are your kind of thoughts on some of the moves like that to compete with someone like Funimation, who pretty much does everything here in the West?
Well, that's good. Like, competition is always good, and I think that push, because anime is still kind of niche, and it's just like a small culture. So the more people that try to I guess get their reach out wider is better. So for Aniplex to do that, that's a good move. Like, of course, Aniplex is definitely they're definitely gonna do that. And Netflix is actually trying to. This is good for the culture of anime.
Yeah, and we've seen quite a lot of reports for people saying that with the amount of people that are really pushing for the streams as well as pushing distribution, that's really great for the industry. But we also see some kind of people who don't like the fact of how heavy it's pushing towards streaming. Moss, I know you're a bit of an anime man. I know you've seen a lot of the older stuff as well as some of the new stuff. Yes. But as someone, how do you feel about this, or what do you think on that?
Well, as far as the streaming, now let's see again and make sure, because I'm kind of slow. Make sure I understand right that the streaming service is being extended to Australia, correct?
Yes, Aniplex is a big distributor here in the US as well as the UK. And they've actually invested in a distribution center down in Australia to get some of their rights, as well as be able to extend where Aniplex can actually stream to. So Australia will get some of the rights to a lot of the shows Aniplex has here in the West, as well as they're able to get some of the stuff pulling from Madman Entertainment down there in Australia.
Here's the problem that I've always had with anime and its distribution, or just Asian cinema altogether, is that it seems like that the nativist mind state always kept it within that region. It made it super, super hard to go to places like Europe, Australia, which Australia loves Asian cinema, whether it's anime or whether it's movies. And me here in the States, I find it so hard to find common shit. Those walls need to be taken down however way we can do this. And this is good. I heard Soul saying this is good. I agree with him. This is a good move. And however way we can do this, I get that a lot of Asian artists don't want their shit becoming watered down and then the Western demands being put on their art. But, it's too hard to get access to this shit, man. And seeing moves like this, if I'm understanding this right, seeing moves like this that help expand it and get the cinema and the anime to the fans faster and better is always a good thing.
Exactly. And that's what I stated. And you got to think too, is that the big part of it is that when a lot of distribution centers don't pull a lot of the more small animes that only appear in Japan and they're in the East. They only take the big name ones that everyone's going to go after, and you see all the same stuff across all the services. With them, they're only taking a lot of the big names like, Tokyo Ghoul, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, all the big names, but they're not always going after some of the smaller ones. The ones that do come through are few and far in between. Some of them don't get the representation or attention that they get. Like one of my favorite ones is called My Girlfriend is a Gal. It's a romance comedy kind of anime, but making fun of, dating for a nerd with some of the new age girls that are more, talk like this, like OMJ. It's very comedic, but it didn't get a lot of representation, even though it got an English dub. That's one of the smaller ones that don't get their attention that they deserve. And I think that's the big thing about this, with them extending and being able to pull a lot of the distribution rights for some of the stuff that Australia has, because they may have some that Aniplex doesn't have access to and aren't being shown here in the West. That's the big thing about it that I feel, and it's a good thing because we might see some more variety. I've come out actively on the show, as well as so on the rest of us, that streaming services suck right now because they're also in the same shit. They're not doing anything variety, and they're not doing anything unique with the services.
Also, I got one thing to say. Another reason why it's good is because, there's certain places are not, they don't get anything, and sometimes it's locked out. It's region locked out, so they have to go to a legal website to actually watch what they want to watch. And
sometimes even here in the States, we got to do that. Because look at fucking Crunchyroll, man. They simulcast the new Dragon Ball Super, and that shit's down.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like they don't put in the money for servers. They don't put in the money to help build their what they're offering. If you can't even support a couple 100,000 people trying to watch this at the same time, and your service is down for hours for something that's only 30 minutes, no.
Y'all already know how I feel about Crunchyroll.
Exactly. You already know. Noah, let's get your thoughts on here, man.
Man, I don't know any of the business part of it, but Dragon Ball Super episode 131, I can't wait to watch it.
Oh man, we're gonna be going in on that here soon, man. Get it.
It's down now. It's already down. So like.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on that right as soon as we finish the show. You already know.
Yeah, man. The business side is that's one thing. As someone that's been watching anime and martial arts movies, man. Like for instance, there's a martial arts. I don't want to go too far left. There's a martial arts actor. His name is Johnny Nugent. He's done a lot of movies like Iron Monkey and a lot of American stuff. And him and his brother came out with a movie. I forgot what it was called, but it took like 18 months after the movie released in Vietnam before it came here. You know what I'm saying?
That's what pisses me off so much.
Absolutely.
About martial arts movie, man.
Absolutely.
Donnie, he came out with a recent movie, and we still haven't got anything. And also, there's another movie that was going like that went viral on Facebook, and they called it the Japanese John Wick. We still haven't got that.
Yeah, I know exactly what movie you're talking about because I saw that, and I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker just ejected a pen and stabbed a dude in the neck."
It's called Recore or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That's
not even that. There's a great cooking movie that's in China or in Japan right now. That's called the live action version of Food Wars, and I love Food Wars, but it's something unique on its own, and we ain't seen anything of it in the West. That's the one thing that sucks with these distribution companies that hold these rights, because things get region locked. It's the same way as us as gamers don't always like exclusives, because some things get locked to time and there's no way to get them.
Yeah, man. I don't know what we could do. I mean, I want to say fight, let's fight, but I don't know what we could do because we're so far away. I don't know what we could do.
It's one of those things that sucks.
Do at this moment is just find
support as much as we can.
Find it on eBay, and hopefully it got subtitles.
yeah, basically. Yeah. Or hope that if there's a good
subtitles.org, man.
Yeah, or if you can find a good fan sub of it who's actually taking the time, let them do the work.
Man. But go ahead.
No, you good.
No, I was gonna say, that to me, from what I heard. Now again, I know how y'all feel about it, but please don't judge me. This is my favorite anime. It's Bleach. From what I understand, this is why they won't bring back Bleach because of these distribution deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And even though, from what I understand, the manga ended on some type of upsetting cliffhanger, which I don't want to spoil it.
No, it didn't really end on a cliffhanger. It ended just really shittily.
Okay.
It ended like where it could go farther, but it was terrible the way he did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And it upset a lot of people, but now in order for them to get the anime back out there so that at least they can upset the anime fans too, they got to drop this live action movie, then do this and do that. It's crazy. These distribution sales are hampering getting us the material that we want. It's very, very upsetting for me.
It really is. And that's one of the things that pushes these more illegal sites, because they're the ones who are able to get this stuff out.
Absolutely.
I've bought, and Soul has too, is like My Hero Academia. I love it. I've streamed it. I watched it on Hulu. It's one of the few animes and manga series that I support. I will go out and I'm buying the physical mangas. I'm buying the limited edition Blu-rays. I'm buying figurines. I support that because I want to show that there is still support. Despite the fact that a lot of people watch things through illegal streaming sites, they will go out and support the creators because that shows that, hey, there's still a need for it. And that's what we need to do, is if we can find it, even if it's in Japanese only, still get a physical copy just to be able to show the support that, hey, it's wanted here in the West.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. That if there's a way, I don't know. I mean, that would be a good thing, man, to try to figure out how the hell do we get our voices heard to say, man, this shit is wanted here in the West. Waiting 18 months for it to come over is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
Yep. And it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. And, you and Noah say y'all don't know much about the business side. For me and Soul, being in the community for so long, we start to see a lot of things, especially for Soul himself. He being an animator and doing a lot of that stuff for a living, he really understands. He knows quite a bit about how that can go. Ain't that right, Soul? All right, good talk. Right when I needed him. But it's one of those things that has that effect, and it's hard to really voice against it because of the fact that it's one of those things that it's really hard to get a voice out there on it. And that's the sad part about it, but I'm glad to see that there is investment in more coverage and more distribution and really building that up. Now let's head on to the next topic. Now that we got off the somber note and all that, there's a new movie coming out that's scheduled for September, and this one the name for it is going to be a major misnomer. It's called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Yeah.
Now, when you hear that name, it makes you think one thing. However, when actually watching the trailer and what it was about, it actually hit on a much different note, because it came down to a translation issue, because the story in the movie is dealing with something very personal, and it's something very touching, because it's about a classmate who finds a disease journal for one of his fellow students. And it turns out that his classmate has a terminal disease that's infected her pancreas, and that she only has a couple months to live. And it kind of follows his interaction with her over the next couple months and helping her get through this process. And I love this fact, because there have been so many anime movies that have touched on some very big issues. Moss, me and you've talked about it. Grave of the Fireflies, probably one of the best movies, anime movies of all time, because that one touched on what it was like going through the war during World War II. for a lot of the people there in Japan. You know,
Yep.
Princess Mononoke tells a specific story about what happens when man really starts overtaking and destroying nature and what they do. You know, recently, and Soul and the guys have talked about this, and I've gone out on this. A Silent Voice talks about what happens with bullying and depression and a lot of the heavy topics about that, and handles it in a realistic and very well thought out way. And knowing about this movie, I really am anticipating watching it because of the fact that I had a similar issue in my life with someone very close to me. It wasn't about a terminal disease, but they were in a very bad accident, and through it, you know, was kind of the interaction with them. And, you know, there was a movie that came out like this a while back called 50-50 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And, you know, he had, I think it was cancer or something in his spine. And, you know, they told him he has 50% chance to live or die for doing the operation. And it really goes into show the humanistic aspect of it's not just a person that's going through it who has to deal with it. It's everyone around them. And I think that showing this in a humanistic way and in a real touchdown nature is something interesting, because people fail to realize is that when you know something like that, some people react differently. You know, some people, you know, don't acknowledge it, just enjoy being around with the person, treat every day like it's something special, but they don't try to go outlandish with it. They make them feel normal, so that way they don't feel like it's overbearing for them that they know about this. They treat it like it's any other day, because of the fact that that's what the person wants. They want it just to be normal, you know. And then there's the people who don't really know how to handle it and try to do extravagant things with the person to make them feel like everything they do matters. And for to see a movie like this to be announced and coming out soon, like I said, it had a special effect on me personally, and I'm excited for this. What are your thoughts on a movie like this, Moss?
I think movies like this, for someone like myself, who at the beginning of my anime watching stint would have overlooked this, but as time going on, the more dramatic ones I've come to appreciate. That's when I first watched. When I first saw the title, I did say to myself, what the hell is this? But then I watched the trailer and stuff like that. And I said, oh, okay. Now I'm, starting to, and I was reading the bylines on it. No, it just shows you that anime has a wide range of depth as far as its outreach. And people think it's all about slashing and magical crystals and all that shit. No, it goes deeper than that. And I just drew a blank. The movie we was talking about, the old movie when who were we arguing with? We was arguing with Nethos.
Yeah, because he never watched any of Hayao Miyazaki's movies.
Absolutely. And it's something about watching an anime, a drama anime in this way. For some reason, it tells the story differently, and it gives you a different type of appreciation. And this is something that I'm glad I haven't heard about it until we were prepping for the show, but I'm glad you brought it to my attention. It's something that I'm interested in.
Yeah, and it was something because I was looking through a lot of the news from the websites I go to for a lot of upcoming anime stuff, and I saw this one. I'm just like, I want to eat your pancreas. I was like, what the hell? And when I watched it, and I'm just like, oh, and then it really hit me. I'm just like, oh, okay. And it just got me feeling a type of way because of the fact that I'm glad to see these kind of movies, especially being told in anime, because they have such a unique nature to them from the way that they're presented with their presentation and art. Because, like I said, I watched A Silent Voice with my mom, right? And we watched it in sub, she was just like, oh, this is one of those, Korean cartoons that are translated. I was like, well, yes. I was like, but it's Japanese. And she's like, oh, so we were sitting there watching it. And that movie had me feeling a type of way because one, it handled the depression and suicide and a lot of the bullying aspects in a very realistic way that it really got to me. And by the end, dude, I was like crying hardcore. And, my mom was feeling the same way. It really got to us because they handled it in a realistic way. And that's what made it feel so special. Because movies like that, especially even in anime, are starting to become something unique gems. That's why it's one of the highest grossing of all time, up there with Hayao Miyazaki. They're one of the few movies in the past 2 decades that compete with Hayao Miyazaki. This one and your name. So I'm really excited to see this movie. And Noah, I just posted the link for you to kind of check it out there in the chat. Well, what are your thoughts on kind of hearing about this?
I appreciate the link, man. Yeah, I mean, it puts things into perspective because, you know, when I think of animes, not a lot of think of you know, fighting, slashing, throwing energy waves, monsters with tentacles,
and anime titties all over the place. Yeah. Gotta love anime titties.
But man, I love the expansion, man. You know, it's a respect for the art, you know, especially to touch different subjects and things like that with that anime style. And you know, I think it's you know, it's a great thing, and it needs to be widely distributed. You know, especially here in the States.
Yeah.
Because there's this you know, what I'm trying to say is that's the perspective. You know, when you think of anime, and most people do, is fighting and
titties all over the place,
slashing and tentacles.
Yeah.
Titties. So
yeah,
we need more anime like that being distributed.
Now I know. I'm gonna just say this real quick, but my bad. So now again, I know, do not be judgmental of me. But one of the other movies that again I know you guys aren't a favorite of is Eden of the East.
I've seen Eden of the East. Yeah, that was sick.
Well, who was somebody told me to get the hell off the podcast when I liked Eden of the East. I can't remember who it was.
that was Neth, man, because he didn't watch
Neth is a fraud, man. Neth is a fraud. Y'all be better off with J-Wags on here than that. No, Eden of the East. When I saw that, because here's what I did. I used to have like a little lineup. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the bad people that used to go to the fan sub sites and used to get bleach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would go and watch Bleach, Black Lagoon, and I had Eden of the East that I would watch too. And that one isn't really an action show. It was just a real smart show. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't used to watching anything like that on on an anime. And it gave me a higher appreciation, man, of how smart the anime writers actually are, you know? So no, definitely, man. This is something these are the types of animes that could really reach out to people. I mean, we all watch drama shows. Let's be real. Let's keep it real.
Of course.
Exactly.
Like what I think people when people start comparing anime to cartoons is where it would go way further. Like, cause that's what people still are. People still think anime is cartoon, but it's just anime is just it's basically just an art form that they use to express everything that they do. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, and a lot of people and me and so I've kind of come out and defended this because, you know, Operation Super G and even Neth has say they can't watch more of the as they say the sexual horny shit and all that stuff. It's like so what? You watch that in a show like Game of Thrones. You see that on all sorts of shows nowadays. What's wrong with titties? What's wrong with that? It's at its finest. It's meant to be that. It's what's called fan service. It's literally service. It's literally what people want to watch.
Absolutely.
It's their choice. So
sex sells everywhere.
Exactly. It's one of those things that I don't understand the people's reaction to. It's like, oh, this is bad, but you can go and watch, you know, porn anywhere else. You can watch that on TV. Yeah. See,
it's not bad at all.
See, my man Noah here knows what I'm talking about.
Tentacle monsters, man. Tentacles.
People are still into the anime is for nerds, but only certain anime are cool. Like,
yeah,
that's what it is. Like, only certain anime cool, but you watch that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's one of those things that even though anime has grown in popularity and is a global thing, it still has its aspects of where it's still looked down upon, unless you see a lot of the more mainstream. And it's kind of sad.
Yep, definitely. But you know, half the time when I'm watching an anime, like I'm gonna tell you this much, and I was just telling Noah in the chat, oh yeah, it's good Noah's here because I'm gonna expose his ass.
Oh,
you know, he's Triple B, I'm exposing his ass. He didn't pay that ransom. He did not pay that ransom.
Oh man.
All right. So Noah puts in the chat, he was like, yo, what's up with this PlayStation 4 game? he was like with these naked ass monsters.
Oh yeah, Attack on yeah.
And it was Attack on Titan. I was like, hold on, bro, you ain't never seen Attack on Titan?
Oh,
I'm not watching no naked ass. I need to panel to school this man.
What I
need you to do is this because Attack on Titan is almost everywhere now. You can go on like every streaming service and watch Attack on Titan. What you need to do is this: sit down and watch the first episode of Attack on Titan. You're going to want to watch the rest of it.
Absolutely,
gotcha. But see the thing, I'm not gonna lie, man. I know I get on my wife's nerves, but I spend like most of my time when I'm not at work playing games. So a lot of times,
you playing games, just take the computer, set up right there, double work. That's what I do.
Hey, I'm caught up on the Naruto story because of the Naruto game. Like I play more of the game than watch the actual anime. But I see the Attack on Titan 2, and I'm like, man, this is interesting. You know what I'm saying? You beating up these big ass giants, and then the camera pans down and like, whoa, these giants don't have any clothes on.
Like Attack on Titan, it would like legit raise the hair off your arms.
Absolutely.
It is something just crazy. And when you really get into it, because they really start showing what's going on in the second season, leading up to what we're going to be getting in season 3 here in the spring in April. Hell yeah. But it explains a lot of shit on why that is, man. You really gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's just a shock factor. I'm like, hey, Mars,
you're like, oh man, these motherfuckers are naked.
Naked giants. What do they do? They're bouncing their balls on buildings and stuff. What's going on?
I won't know. I really like my wife. I like I was saying in the chat. My wife literally thinks that anime is the weirdest shit on the planet. So when I want her to go away, I will turn on One Punch Man or Robotech or some shit, and she leaves me alone, right?
Yeah.
When she watched every episode of Attack on Titan with me. Swear to God.
Hey, that's what's up.
What?
She was like, she watched the live action movies with both of the live action movies and every single anime. Attack on Titan is on some other. It will raise the hair off your neck.
Yeah, it's something unique. That's probably one of the bigger ones that a lot of people get to for a lot of the mainstream animes. Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, and My Hero are some of the best new school animes.
Yeah, they're the gate openers, and they're really
exactly.
Good.
Yeah, that's a good term. That's a good term.
They're definitely the introduction. Those are the top 3 introduction animes.
The anime I used to watch, and I didn't see the entire series, but I used to watch when it came on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim back in the day, was Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho's top 2, man. Oh yeah, you got to finish that, man.
Yeah,
if you haven't finished the Dark Tournament, that's the best tournament arc.
That's where it ended off at. Matter of fact,
Dark Tournament ended. It was the last arc that they showed here in the States. But yeah, Dark Tournament was dope, man.
Is it English? Everything is in English now?
Yeah, they've had it in English. You can watch the whole series in dub if you want, and that's probably one of the better dubs out there.
I can't watch dub, man. I gotta watch. I know that sounds corny.
Yeah, I gotta read subs too.
Oh, I'm happy with subs, but there's some that I really enjoy in dub because they're great. You know, there's some that are really well done that I'll give them respect. Yeah. Like for me though, like they're as good as some of them are. I just can't get into them. Like the My Hero Academia English dub, I give them major credit. I love what they do. I just can't do it because it's not the voices don't match the personality.
The only way I can watch dub is I never heard their voices in Japanese before.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. However I started is how I had to finish it. Now,
well, not necessarily because I started watching Super and Dragon Ball in English, and I've watched it in the sub, and I have no issues either way. Man, I always make fun of the Japanese voice just because of the fact that because I know that Goku's voice actor is a girl, but she do work, and I give her respect for that.
Oh, and Krillin is actually Luffy.
Yep, Krillin is Luffy.
The expression and the excitement is more authentic.
In Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly what I say, because that was my big thing about My Hero is like Bakugo is literally a loud, angry dude. He doesn't encapsulate that well in English. I give the dude credit, that voice actor for a young kid. He does great. but it's just not the same. It's the same reason I don't like their person for President Mike. President Mike is literally an overbearing, loud dude whose power is charged by his loud voice. The dude is not as excited in English, and I'm just like, nope, I can't do this.
Weiss doesn't sound anything like he's supposed to sound in the English dub.
Oh yeah, he sounds crazy.
He doesn't, like he doesn't look like how he sound. He doesn't sound how he looks on there.
Yeah, it's something else.
Hit sounds weird. I don't like the way Hit sounds.
I dig Hit, and I dig Hit though.
It's a lot of people it's a lot of new people voices that don't sound right.
Yeah. Like Goku and Vegeta, they have a their voice will always stand out. So they like
Mike Schimmel and Chris Sabat's voices are iconic.
Yeah,
if they're screaming that it doesn't even affect me no more.
Yep. See, and that was my big issue. Is like I love Chris Sabat. He has so many accolades to different animes and done a lot of voices in English dub, and I give him respect. Him as All Might and My Hero, it puts it off for me because all I hear is a Vegeta that's trying too hard to be nice. And I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I love what he's doing. He's great, enthusiastic, but that's all I hear, especially during one of the big fight scenes in season 1. I'm just like, no. I was like, I love you, Chris Sabat, but I can't do it, man. But it's just one of those things, and I love that, man. It really is, and it's good to see that. But I'm glad to see that we're seeing these kind of stories being told, because being done in anime is such a unique form for them to be able to tell these kind of stories, and people really don't give anime enough appreciation. Just like any sort of Western television and live action, because look at UK, like with their Skins. It's all about teenagers having sex, doing drugs, all kinds of stuff. And anime is that
one of my most favorite UK TV show that came on Hulu at first was Misfits.
Misfits. I love Misfits because of the fact that it was like delinquent kids who had superpowers, and they're just being stupid with it. That's funny. That's great.
And I don't know, like, and a lot of people don't realize a lot of these live shows or drama shows. Some of these people, they get inspiration from anime. And
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers is Super Sentai.
They completely ripped what was airing in Japan. They had to sprung it over there.
Well, they didn't really rip. Saban himself had ties with Super Sentai, so they brought it over to the States and did their own thing. But they took a lot of the fighting footage in the suits from the Japanese Super Sentai series and brought it over.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, they just took a lot of the scenes and just played it
over. Because that's still how it is. Even Super Sentai and Power Rangers today are still they're both together and they're both telling the same stories, but they're doing it differently. Like you can see, I think it was the last generation, which is Power Rangers or Super Sentai. I think it was called Generations, and it showed like the pirate Power Rangers who had like all the Power Rangers powers from like the past 2 decades, and the Japanese one was really cool, and even the new the American version was pretty cool, and they had some really good stuff. But it's like they're both telling the same thing, they're just doing it differently.
Yeah,
that's just one of the things.
I just need the more time that passes, eventually people are going to realize this anime isn't the same as cartoon, and there's going to be a whole different range of genres, not just action and like crazy horror.
Horror. Look at Parasite. Parasite was one of those unique horrors. Yeah. Look Parasite, at Another and Elfen Lied.
Parasite was drama. Parasite, it rarely had fighting in it, but it was more on the just a drama side, and
the drama and body horror, because it was a thriller, really, if you want to go into it. But yeah, man, that was one of those things. It was something unique, but it's very adult, and that's what people fail to understand is this is how the Japanese express themselves. Anime is their form, because even their live action, a lot of their live action stuff is all comedies. Look at one of my look at one of the longest running series over there. It's called Yoshihiko or something like that. It's literally an entire show that makes fun of gaming tropes and anime tropes and everything like that. And it's 4 big Japanese actors making fun of video games and stuff like that by encapsulating each episode about a trope, and it's hilarious. That's just how the Japanese and Easterns express themselves, especially with the adulter themes. It's just they're more comfortable with sexuality and a lot of things over there. Whereas here in the West, we still have an issue with it, at least in the States. And the UK, they're very open with sexuality because look at some of their drama shows out there. It's one of those things I don't understand why violence is okay, but sex and things like that are taboo. It's just one of those things, man. It's a culture shock.
The U.S. U.S. is horny people. We were full of horny people.
Yeah, yeah, but everyone makes it such a big taboo thing to talk about sex and shit. That's what it's at.
That's true.
But and speaking of horny shit, to send off on is something I'm excited for. High School DxD. Finally, season. Yes. High School DxD's 4th season finally did the full show off for its trailer, giving its date. It's going to be in the spring season that we known, but it's going to officially start on April 10th. I'm excited for it. I know it's a new studio doing the art, but I loved High School DxD. You look past the titties, it's still a great. It really does have great. Look past the titties, it has really great fights and a well done story, and probably one of the better harems out there. Like Oran High School is one of the best reverse harems. This is one that actually makes sense. It's not stupid like Love Hina, and I liked Love Hina. I actually read the entire manga series, but I still hated the fact that what's his name had that harem going on. I'm just like, nah, I don't know. But did anyone actually look at the trailer?
I did. Yeah, I looked at the trailer. And just to bring some of my old dusty assness from back in the day, it reminds me a lot of Guyver.
Guyver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Guyver's old school. I love Guyver.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Guyver, so it got me excited. I'm gonna be honest with you. See, y'all got to bring me here, man, so I can see this shit. I've never heard of this series before, but I'm excited for it. I'm gonna watch it too, man.
I believe they have the first 3 seasons on Netflix, I think. And if not, I can actually find the English dubs for you. I really like it. Like I said, look past the anime titties, and the fight scenes are really awesome, and his powers as he develops as the main character Issei gets better. I really like it because it makes a lot of sense as the series goes on.
Oh no, there was a bunch of series like that were more quote unquote sexually charged. I forgot, man. Damn, I'm so old. Yeah, but no, I'm used to it. I'm used to it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
hey, Lupin the Third. There you go, Lupin.
Lupin the Third was the shit, man.
Man.
I was trying to wait for Lupin to get in cheeks, man, but it was always getting played. Lupin always got played, man.
He always did get played, man. He was never gonna get in that, man. Every time she's like, "Hey," he's just like, "Yeah, let's go," and just nope, denied.
My wallpaper on my phone is Lupin getting hit with the
vagina glove. Yep, classic. Noah, did you check out the trailer there that I posted for you, my man?
Man, I seen it. I watched it like 5 times. I can't. I think I'm watching it for the wrong. Man, the animation is awesome.
It's good, man.
The first 30 seconds is the old animation studio. The second half is the new animation studio. But I'm starting to dig the new animation, and I'm definitely going to give them a shot. And I hope that they really do stick with the manga like they were doing and doing it great, because they're following the light novels, because High School DxD is actually a rare exception that the anime is actually further along than the manga is, because the anime has actually been sticking close to the light novels. And I've been actually reading through some of the light novels. Where it gets to later on is madness because of how strong Issei gets, what's going on. It's really cool, and that's why I love this series.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh yeah. So like I said, I'll get y'all the anime dub links to definitely check it out, and y'all enjoy it. It has its comedy, it has its action, it's all around goodness. But man, I think we oh yeah, you'll like it.
I have to watch the trailer one more time.
just one more time. But I think we hit all the right notes, man. This one's been a very live episode. It's good to have everyone out here, always doing our thing, getting off. So before we sign out to everyone, Moss, where can people find you at, brother man?
They can find me dropping that medicine when I can. When they're not doing 11 years slave on me at work, man. Or I say 11 because I can break out of here on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the cornfield and kick it with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? On the Smash Podcast. But check out the channel. I'm doing the medicine. Also, just to not a shameless plug, but I was kicking it at GameSpot today for y'all gamers of nostalgia. The BioShock series, the remake, is on sale for $20 new. So pick that up. One of my favorite series of all time. $20 new.
Hey man, that's dope. I do like the BioShock series. Still one of my most influential, and I'm getting a couple tattoos of BioShock done up here soon. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Noah, new man, my man hopping in, gonna doing it. Where can people find you at, brother?
Hey, they can find me on my channel, man. I'll just be uploading video game clips and live streaming. You know, just having a good time, man. I really enjoyed myself on the show. Appreciate you for having me.
No problem, man. I was just like, man, you know what? Let's throw in some new blood. Let's get some new people in here. We all about loving and geeking out over here, man. It's nerdy news and geeky goodness. That's all it is. All love.
Best way to be, man. Best way to be.
Oh yeah. And of course, so you got anything cooking, Mr. Animator?
Nah, not recently, but you can find me here every Saturday. You can follow me on Twitter at SoulKingLives. And just be on the lookout because good things will definitely be popping up soon.
Woo, you hear that? He's finally getting that YouTube channel set up.
Really soon. Really soon.
I'm telling you, man, do them speed art. Do them speed art. Show you drawing, man. Let them see what you got.
Hey, so do you animate through the like digital animation?
Yeah, I do digital animation.
Hey man, I'm gonna have to get up with you, man. I've actually been working on an anime.
Woo, look at that.
Writing a story.
I actually got some good news that there might be I might be remastering a comic from like RDC World 1. People like Supreme Dreams and people like that.
Okay. You see this, man? He's gonna be stunting here soon.
Y'all hearing some magic happen right here on the airways, man.
I'm telling you, Smash is gonna be making we're gonna be making an anime. You hear that, boys? Heard it right here, right first.
Right here.
Yeah. And of course, be looking out for what Soul gonna be doing because he's gonna be doing some art here for the channel here soon. Definitely check it.
The TV is coming. Just be on the lookout.
Oh yeah, we finally all gonna be representing new characters and have our logos up there. Let's go. And of course, you can find me here every Saturday with the family, with the usual suspects. We go in all times of the day because who knows what's going on. Of course, you can find me on Twitter at Bloody Knuckles. The O's are zeros, the E's are threes. And of course, you can find me with the GRG family on Wednesday nights on Heroic Vibration and of course Fridays on GRG. As well as shout out to my man Salty. You can catch me on the Saltiest podcast on Thursdays. But from everyone here, one love and everyone, peace out.
Peace out.
Peace.